she's a bit Jesus.
What a wild ride this has been. Well,
that's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk.
Later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final.
You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock.
You should be getting a signal from the studio soon.
1971. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and
Dr.
mayonnaise.
Adrian Atkinson-Blimey will be grilling his guests in Incisors, and tonight's sees
Every day.
return
You
from
offer me
leading
prawns
economist
every
Katie
day.
Brightman.
10 seconds, everybody.
Finally,
That's how I
at
show
midnight,
love.
You're trying to
it's the
kill.
National Weather
And yet you
Report
persist.
before we
Going
say
five,
goodnight until
4.
tomorrow. But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for the
Good
National
evening,
Nightly
I'm
News.
Jeremy Donaldson. Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
Okay, all good. Next is going to be the throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Honest Andy's totally independent. Buys honest Andy's totally independent. And corners the flood mark. Sports fans everywhere. Top celebrators, popular sports fans everywhere. Johnny celebrators, popular footballer Johnny Hands wins sports personality. A spoonful of sugar. And Meghan, a spoonful of sugar. Star Lawrence Blunderclatch chatting about his new movie, Medicated. About his new movie, of course. We'll be going live to Advanced Headquarters. We'll be going live to Advanced Headquarters Party. Have to say on their historic party.
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Lovely, mate. Next thing is the throwback to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes. Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Bit early there, mate.
But first, The votes are in, and it's a decisive win. The votes are in.
We'll get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing, or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies, of a severe lack of actual policies, and of being the opposition parties have all conceded defeat. The opposition parties have overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear overwhelming mandate. However, have yet to appear publicly. Former Home Secretary.
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock. And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill up.
I'm Alan James.
Frank Snack's running late.
This is not a movie. This is not some child's tale. This is not a dream. This is
I thought that was our little secret.
This is the story of you and how you're stupid. It's about how you were promised the Elysian that you ended up Satan for the
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programmes on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
tour. Alan James is right.
We're coming back
in
from
front
the break.
of you.
Alan
Quiet in the
James.
studio.
Alan James.
Alan James.
Thank you so much.
James is right.
10
Alan
seconds, everybody.
James.
I'm Alan James.
Coming to a city near you.
Going in
Check local
5,
press for date
4,
times.
3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Shock election winners. Later we'll be hearing from Shock election.
Get ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
Is here with the star of Megan stage and
Is here with the
star of both stage and
Thank
screen.
you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture
Thank you,
correspondent.
Jeremy.
And
Megan
today
Wolf,
I have a
culture
guest who starred
correspondent.
in
And today
everything
I
from
have a
Shakespeare
guest
Right,
to
go to
the
Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence
joined today
Blunderclatch.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
I do hope you believe when I tell you.
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours. May I say,
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
So you've just finished filming your latest
The
movie,
Medicated.
which is called
Yes.
Medicated.
The
Wow,
Medicated.
what was that like?
Yes.
Well,
Wow, what
as
was
I
that
said
like?
to Peter, as I said to Peter,
Peter
the
Jensen, the
rat,
director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
wonderful
I've
chap,
worked with
really
him on
is.
several movies, all
I've
terribly
worked with him on several
I said to
movies,
Peter,
all terribly successful.
What a wild
said to Peter-
ride this has been.
What a wild
ride this has been.
Do you know what, Megan?
Wow, that is fantastic. And that
Am I
is
right in saying that the
fantastic.
character you play in this
Am I
movie
right in
is
saying
quite
that
an
the
academic
character you
one?
play in this movie is
Absolutely
quite
right.
an academic
A
one?
scientist.
Absolutely
Was that
right.
a challenge
A
at all?
scientist.
Was that
exactly
a
are you
challenge at
implying?
all?
What exactly are you
But
implying?
seriously, yes, you're right.
But seriously, yes, you're right.
From my
It
last
was a complete
starring
departure
role.
from my last
I played
starring
Sergeant
role.
Brock
When I played
Rockman
in
in
Sergeant
Bullet
Brock
Rockman
You'll remember
in
that
Bullet
that was a
Man.
true story.
You'll remember that
One
that was a
soldier's fight
true
for a
story
love that
of
surpasses
one soldier's fight for a love
A love,
that
of course,
surpasses all others.
for freedom.
A love, of course.
I think it's
For
grossed
freedom.
over $1 billion. But,
I think it's grossed over
obviously
$1
who's
billion.
counting?
But,
It's a role that
obviously
saw you
who's
scoop
counting?
2 Best Actor role that saw you
if I
scoop
remember
2 Best
correctly.
Actor
So
awards,
speedy
if I
to
remember
mention it.
correctly.
But I really am
So
not
speedy
in
to
it
mention
for
it.
the
But I
awards.
really am not in it
Those
for the
three
awards,
little
although
statues do take
those
pride of place on
three
my
little
mantelpiece.
statues do take
with
pride
all
of
the
place on my
others, I'm
mantelpiece.
sure.
Get back to who's talking.
I'm
Doing
sure.
it for
So,
awards.
if you're not
What is
doing
it then
it
that
for
drives
the
you?
awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan. And not easy to
beautiful
answer.
question, Megan.
And not easy to
Like
answer.
Like you,
I'm afraid.
cut me,
I'm afraid. And I will
cut
bleed.
me,
And I will bleed. That's how it feels. Often. Doesn't it? That's how it feels. Bleeding. Doesn't it? Giving. Bleeding. Suffering. Giving. For one's audience. Suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end I do it for the difference. I suppose in the end I do it for the difference people that I inspire. I do it for the people that I inspire. But
Been on that show a bit long.
For the positive change. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about.
Today, of course, and we're in for some real change. It looks like in the coming change. It looks like in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result? What do you make of this historic election result?
Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed, historic is the word. Indeed, historic is the word. Isn't it? Very difficult.
Remember the 10-second rule.
I've always been quite clear when it comes to politics. When it comes to politics, one should always strive, not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again. Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Which opens next week from the Met.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock. My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock, could affect humanity's very survival. Could affect humanity's very survival.
Let's take a look. Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Cool, looks like Blunderclash is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that? You think
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
We mustn't. We mustn't.
Dr. Lansky, you Mr. Flanagan. You Miss Flanagan.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time push upwards.
You told me.
Dr. Hemlock.
But I didn't listen. Told me.
Upwards, mate. Upwards.
She said, drowning, Lance. She said.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Look at this.
The virus. The virus. The sterility. The sterility is moving. It's falling. This is the key. It's falling.
Not bad. You'll get it with practice.
Yes, we could stop it all.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in. Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you probably noticed, the broadcast screen here is about 2 seconds behind the master screen here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you've got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
Chairs that are steel and a deal. We got those chairs. We got crazy nails. Got nails.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
We've got it. You want it. You pay us.
Less.
We've got it.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters. I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters. Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast.
Go for it, Pat.
I
start?
Get ready to
Go
play.
for it, Pat.
Thank you all for coming. And, thank you all for coming. And, what a day.
They said we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't do it. Every dirty, low-down, lying, dirty, low-down, lying, southern trick they had against us. You saw right through their shit.
I'm sorry about the language there. I'm sorry about the
I've had a
language
couple of celebrations.
Sorry
about that. I've had a couple of celebrations. Coarser than the ground is funny. Coarser than the ground is
memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. Advance are not a political party. When things are going well. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. A team that can change things. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. Today is day one of a new future. Fairer future. A better. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. For them the party's over. They shouldn't be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbook. Pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Again, not inaccurate, but not Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive Assets and Wealth Act to pass the Assets and Wealth Office. We have produced working in the tax office. Every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of probably you know this sort of probably because the likes of you and me and the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated
Tomorrow we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. Offshore, no more hiding wealth funds or creative accounting, trust funds or creative accounting, unavoidable set of tax rules.
So all you snobs have got nowhere to hide. I've got nowhere to hide. We revoke your passport. We revoke your passport. You want to leave like you threatened before the election. That's fine. You're going to pay first. You're going to pay up.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals to properly fund health and education, to raise the living standards of us all.
Said we'd have to raise billions. You'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours. That's absolute. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even
Advance have this to say to you. We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards. We will put the wealth of this country back. We will put the wealth of this country back in the hands of the people who created it. In the hands of the people who created it.
Today.
Yes. It ends today. It ends today. We'll start making it fair again. We'll start making it fair again. Promised we would. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. Someone's going to be in trouble. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
I'm not bad, but you are.
Is this some
Don't worry, ladies. Now you can have me, Johnny Hamsley, right there in your lounge.
I'll see you tomorrow night.
You're not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.